Part 1. Hondo didn't notice the world ending at first. It was just another morning in North Louisiana, heavy air already pressing down, cicadas warming up like they had somewhere important to be. The kind of morning where time felt thick. Slow. He stood on the back porch with a chipped coffee mug, watching Atlas move along the edge of the yard. The dog was big, white against the green, not bulky, not sloppy, but solid in a way that made people pause when they saw him. A mix of Great Pyrenees and Akbash, built for guarding things that mattered. Atlas moved with purpose, head low, tail steady, checking the fence line and the tree line beyond it like it was his job. Because to him, it was. The house behind Hondo was too quiet. Annie and Lane had left before sunrise, the car packed tight for a short trip out of town. Family stuff. One of those things you don't argue about because it matters to someone you love. Hondo had stayed behind, work, routine, comfort. He'd kissed Annie at the door, ruffled Lane's hair, promised he'd keep the phone close. Atlas wandered back toward him and sat, eyes lifting to Hondo's face. His ears twitched, just once, like he was listening to something Hondo couldn't hear yet. "Relax," Hondo muttered. "It's just another day." That was the lie. The first sign was the phone. No service. Not bad service, none at all. No bars. No spinning wheel. Just dead. Hondo frowned and stepped off the porch, holding the phone out like that might coax something back into it. Nothing. He restarted it. Same result. Atlas let out a low sound, halfway between a whine and a growl, and turned his head toward the woods. Not alarm, attention. Hondo felt it then. That quiet shift in his gut. The kind you get right before a storm breaks, when the air changes and your body knows before your mind does. He went inside and turned on the radio. Static. Every station. AM. FM. Just hiss. Then the power cut. The ceiling fan slowed, groaned once, and stopped. The refrigerator went silent. The house exhaled, like it had been holding its breath and finally gave up. Hondo stood there for a long second, listening. No sirens. No explosions. No shouting. Just cicadas outside and Atlas padding softly across the floor behind him. "All right," Hondo said quietly. "That ain't normal." By noon, it still wasn't back. Neighbors drifted outside, people who usually waved and went back in now stood in their yards, phones in hand, talking across fences. Someone said the highways were backed up. Someone else said the gas station in town couldn't take cards. A man 2 houses down swore he'd heard something about the grid failing, but admitted he didn't know from where. Rumors moved faster than facts. Hondo went back inside and packed without thinking too hard about it. Not panic, preparation. Old habits. Water. Food. Tools. The rifle case came out of the closet, the weight of it familiar and grounding. Atlas stayed close without getting in the way. When Hondo moved, Atlas moved. When Hondo stopped, Atlas stopped. No commands. No training words. It had never been necessary. People used to ask how Hondo trained him. Hondo always shrugged and said, "I didn't." He decided. He tried Annie's phone again. Nothing. That was when the fear stopped being abstract. Annie wasn't here. Lane wasn't here. Wherever they were alone in the same silence, no phones, no answers, no way to know what was happening. The world hadn't ended in fire or noise. It had ended in disconnect. Hondo stood in the doorway, looking out at the road that led away from home. Toward town. Toward highways. Toward wherever his family might be trying to make sense of things on their own. Atlas stepped forward first, positioning himself just ahead of Hondo, tail steady now, posture calm but ready. Like he already understood what came next. Hondo locked the door behind them. "All right," he said, resting a hand on the dog's thick shoulder. "Let's go get our family."